These sure are some boring patch notes. I mean, I already started doing them once and yeah, I got bored halfway. I already read the patch notes at this point once and a half, and let's discuss about what we got in terms of changes this week. I'm just as confused as this guy looks in this picture. Let's start with the events, probably the only interesting thing I saw in this entire patch notes. Because I didn't see the events in the past. So the first one is Pirates Lost Treasure. This one lasts for 2 weeks, and during these 2 weeks you can walk around the Black Desert map and hopefully you will stumble across one of these chests. They spawn all over the map except in Valencia and underwater, so for someone like me who grinds Valencia, I'm probably not going to see many of these, only when I go back to Heidel. When you see these chests, they are apparently level 55, so make sure you have a character that is, you know, somewhat geared to kill them. If 2 people attack the same chest, only the person who deals the most damage is going to get loot, and this is the loot table, which looks pretty simplistic. I hope there's more loot, maybe sharps besides the hards, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is the entire loot table. You will randomly obtain one of the items above, and you have a chance to get the treasure map piece, which if you have 5 of these, you can combine them to get a sealed golden treasure chest. So that's pretty much it for this event. Go scout the map and try to find as many treasure chests as possible. The second event also lasts for 2 weeks. It's called Get Pirates RAM. And as you expected, we had to get one of these events, the ones that say you have, where it is, how to get event Pirates RAM. Defeat monsters in all areas of Black Desert, obviously. So go grind as much as possible and get as much RAM as possible. What do you use it for? It gives you 3 AP and 20 weight limit, a buff that lasts for 2 hours, but I wouldn't really use it. The second part of this event requires you to collect as much RAM as possible, so those people who grind a lot, the top, let's say 1000 players who grind every single day a lot of hours, are going to have the most RAM, and depending on how much you have, you will at the end of the event have a chance to win one of these 3 rewards. The ones for 100, 200 and 500 held RAM. And the more you have, the more chance you have to actually get selected to be one of the winners. As you can see, top prize, only 5 winners per server, NA and EU. The second one, only 10 winners. The third prize, this one, 100 winners. So get grinding and get as much RAM as possible. And that's pretty much it. Moving on, the third event, I'm not sure if this one was repeated in the past, but a ride on time event will start. This one lasts 3 weeks, and during this time you defeat monsters again, gather or fish to get rainbow gem fruit, spirit pouch of ferocious beast, and deep blue hoof root, which I have no idea what these items are, but I assume they are for horse tier 9 horse awakenings. Also, breed your horses and enjoy a boost in getting a higher tier horse. So if you are into horse breeding, make use of these 3 weeks. Here you can see the schedules if you are interested in that, but I'm going to move on. Ongoing events, we still have Hands of Gold, A Late Summer's Dream, Valk's Tendency Words are still ongoing, and Black Spirit Adventures, which I'm pretty sure at this point no one remembers to do, at least I know I don't. I have to keep getting reminders, I mean I have to keep seeing the reminders in the guild chat to remember I have to roll the dice 5 times a day. Remastered trailer contest is still on for 4 more days, the submission period. If you want to make a trailer, I would say don't make one so I can win with mine. Moving on, ended events, we have Gold Rush, and that's pretty much it. Advance notice. When I read the patch notes the first time, I thought they actually implemented already the now.dot changes, but in fact they didn't. So this part explains what are the node word changes that are probably going to be implemented next week, but for now we didn't get anything. So what are the changes, you might ask? First off, it will be changed so that guild members will have to apply themselves to participate in node wars. Guild masters will have to set up the recruitment period or whatever it was named, and at the end of it, if you didn't sign up for the node war, you can't join. At maximum 5 extra recruits will be selected, and after final confirmation no other adjustments can be made. So if you didn't sign up, only 5 extra people can be selected by a guild member or guild officer to participate in that day's node war. So that's interesting, not sure why they had to implement this, because at least my guild does the signups through Discord, and why would people want to be in-game online and do this manually? Say I am at work or I'm not at home and I want to sign up through Discord. I don't want to have to be logged into the game to do it, but I guess it is what it is. Node war rules, they are repeating them again, so you have to sign up, and also they are going to implement something called medals, which you will get a certain amount of medals every node war depending on how well you performed in that said node war. So this is the list of rewards of what you can get once you exchange the medals, and somewhere here this is another chart. All nodes will be assigned new tiers. Not sure what new tiers means, but I assume it's basically they change how many people you have to do a certain tier of node war. So for example, for tier 3 you need to have at least 40 people and a maximum of 55 people attending. So if you don't have 40 people attending, you can't do tier 3s. At least that's what I understand. If you have 25 participants, you can choose to participate in a tier 1 or tier 2. That's what it says here. And this chart here displays how many medals you're going to get depending on your contribution in that said node war. As I said, doesn't seem to be an interesting patch, at least I think so, because all of these changes are not implemented yet. I hope I'm not wrong on this and I end up logging into the game and I see all the node war changes already being made. The node list based on tier and day is below. I assume anyone who is not an officer or a guild leader doesn't really care about this chart, and those who are officers and guild leaders will read the patch notes themselves to see the node wars, the node tiers. Content changes. New UI feature has been added, the history. Maybe they just revamped the history in the information window. When you encounter the phantom ship in the Great Ocean, you will no longer be able to press the ship icon to teleport to autoboard your ship. So I suppose that's an interesting change. A new feature that allows you to view the skills that the fairy can learn has been added. This one sure is useful for people who still try to get their special fairy. I assume what this does is it shows you what the fairy can learn and what level skills it can learn, maybe. System changes. The default photo filter has been changed. Now it's the default one is non-contrast, it's no longer vibrance, and I suppose this is because on the remastered mode it automatically puts you into non-contrast. So I suppose, yeah, just a change. As you can see from the tone of my voice, I'm not super excited about the patch notes, just because, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be exciting. The brightness of the lighting effect in certain areas has been readjusted to help with the glaring issue. This one is nice. So we have Calphian Shrine, you can read them here. The music for the following cutscenes has been changed. I wouldn't be able to tell a difference because I have no idea what each cutscene is, but nice to know we have different music. It has been changed so that the maximize window button will only be clickable when it is activated. Not sure what this one implies, maybe if you play in windowed mode, you can't press maximize something, I don't know. It has been fixed that the character will rise to the surface of the water normally when breath gauge runs out, okay, and we get into game world changes. As I said, the patch notes seem to me to be quite boring. I mean, besides the events, so far there's nothing that seems interesting. I mean, the node changes come next week, so game world changes. The terrain on the Termian beach has been changed to look the same as the terrain displayed on the world map. Very useful change. Fixed the glittering issue of the rocks inside the cave at Helms in remastered mode. Fine. There was somewhere here, this one. Brightness of lightning in all areas of Black Desert remastered in remastered mode has been improved to appear more natural. So hopefully if I log into the game and I activate remastered mode, the brightness is going to look better, not be so bright. Mount changes. We have fix. Changing directions while moving backwards will no longer work. The ship will move backwards in the way it did before. Not sure what was the way it did before, but some people may know. Class changes, we don't really have anything. The motion to recover stamina during swimming has been improved, and besides that we have a lot of irrelevant fixes for every class. Too bad they are not buffing rangers. I would like to see a buff for a ranger, but probably never going to happen. I would say just maybe pause the video and look through each class, what changes it has, or read the patch notes yourself, but overall it's just fixes. Item changes, nothing to be honest, unless you want to click on the Pearl Shop update button. I don't know what the lure tap items are, but apparently they have been changed to Elixir of Gentle Scent, so pretty relevant. Monster changes, this one is somewhat relevant because I have no idea why they had to nerf the Gatekeepers. So the following Valencia Guard Captain monsters will have decreased HP by 50%, so they have half the HP, and AP increased by 30%. The AP I'm not really concerned of because people who do Gatekeepers usually have pretty good gear and they didn't seem to do a whole lot of damage, but if they have only half of the HP it means you can kill them twice as fast, or at least in theory, and I'm not sure why this was a needed change, but I guess it's here to stay. Moving on, we get quest and knowledge changes. Not going to get into these because pretty irrelevant, at least to me. They added some new story quests regarding Ackman and ancient civilization of Valencia. Pretty nice for people who are interested in the quest lines. Some new hunting quests were added for Camasilvia, and moving on we have interface changes. From here, the first interesting one is that they finally added a new option to edit the buff list for all classes. So I assume it's just the buff bar, the one that displays what buffs you have. Now you can finally edit that one. Of course I didn't log into the game yet, but I assume that's what that means. What else seems somewhat relevant? A new color weak mode has been added to the new HP bar in remastered mode, not really relevant. The level up button in Khafra's enhancement window, I suppose, has been enlarged. Pretty irrelevant, but I guess now you can see it better. The Guild Alliance name text limit has been changed, whatever. This one actually might be interesting. The notification widget on the bottom left corner of the screen has received the following changes. The Gather, Assemble and Summon Party and returning buttons have been taken off the notification widget and relocated on the bottom left of the minimap. So seems interesting. Weight and durability notifications will also show up on the left of the minimap now. pretty good, because it was annoying to a lot of my guildies were complaining, or at least a few of them, that they didn't see when their armor would break, or in my case I didn't know when I would be overweight because the location of the icon was changed. So it's nice to see that the weight and durability one is back where it's supposed to be, on the left of the minimap. And besides that, I suppose that's pretty much it. But do you remember when I said that I read the patch notes once already? It's a lot of fixes, a lot of small irrelevant stuff, such as moving buttons here and there. I mean, it's not irrelevant because it was annoying, especially the weight limit one and durability one, but I was expecting something more exciting. Guess I didn't get anything exciting. So what did we actually get this week? If I were to make a quick recap, we got the HP and AP changes to the Gatekeepers in terms of monster changes, some new quests if you are interested in that, especially for hunting in Camasylvia. Class changes, nothing really. Mounts changes, again pretty much nothing besides some fixes. Game world changes, nothing. System changes, nothing. I mean, they fixed a little bit brightness in remastered mode. Explaining, a lot of explaining for the upcoming node changes. At least I hope they are upcoming. I'm not sure if I said this already, but if I'm wrong, I will log into the game and see the node changes implemented, but hopefully not next week, maybe next week. And yeah, events. So main thing to look forward to, events. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed it. At least maybe now you don't have to read the patch notes yourself. I'm not sure if I should keep on making the patch note videos, because at this point it feels like a very repetitive process, and I don't know, every week I don't really seem to get any changes that would, you know, I'm not really a person to get very excited unless there are some big changes made to the game. So again, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, try to stay happy, keep playing Black Desert, and bye bye.